Then it's the queen's birthday. The palace maids were busy preparing the food for the birthday. Above them, the emperor and empress are seated. Below, I am seated with his royal highness, side by side in front of the. I stole a glance at the prince beside me. Then he looked at Empress Qin on the stage again, and seemed to think of something. This Empress Qin looked like she was hard to approach. Now I finally know why the Wo Qin Han always has a paralyzed face. The feeling is that he learned it from Empress Qin. This is his royal highness. The crown prince then rose to wish the Empress Mother 1,000 years of life. I wish the Empress Mother eternal peace and good fortune. Knowing that the Queen Mother has been searching for this painting of a Mr. Qin's, I have come here to offer it to the Queen Mother. Empress Qin scrutinized the painting. I'm sure he went to a lot of trouble to find this painting. You've gone to a lot of trouble. The prince behind him couldn't bear it himself when he watched his royal highness wish the crown prince a happy birthday. Brushing himself up, he wished his mother a long life. This is the great golden Buddha that my son ordered DA to make especially for you. This Buddha statue is very dazzling. Pure gold Buddha statue. This grand prince, he's rich. The great prince is waiting for the compliment with a proud face. What landscape painting or my pure gold Buddha statue is broad enough? But the empress gave a him after that and said nothing else. This embarrasses this great prince no more. Then he could only sit down awkwardly and with great chagrin. An hour later, the incense is still smoky. I'm sitting here in a state of despair. How long is it going to take? Legs are tingling. I can only pinch my feet helplessly. His Royal Highness watched as I was squeezing my ankle and took notice. Asked me if I'm tired. I looked at him pitifully and hummed, thinking in my heart that maybe the prince would even be able to comfort me a few times. As a result, His Highness the Crown Prince just said, "Get used to it." I looked at him speechlessly. If you weren't the Crown Prince, with your nature, you would definitely have to be injected. In a few moments, the courtesans brought a delicious meal, one after another. The table was already full of dishes. I instantly had no pain in my sore back or legs and was finally ready to eat. I immediately picked up a piece of meat and was ready to eat it. But His Highness the Crown Prince on the side just looked at me like this. Another sharp-eyed, deadpan look at me. I had an epiphany here. Understand, it's a rule that you have to let the boss eat first at the table. Then I put the meat I picked up into His Highness' bowl. Just said you eat first. The unit behind him looked at the situation. Oops, His Highness the Crown Prince doesn't like chicken. Then His Highness took his chopsticks and picked up this piece of chicken, put it in his mouth and ate it. The unit behind him was full of incredulity. All right, as long as you're happy. The eunuch wipes his sweat, watching His Royal Highness eat the chicken. I happily asked him if the chicken was tasty. I looked at him with anticipation, hoping for a compliment. Seems like this chicken wasn't that bad. With that, he said it was okay. I smoothly picked up a piece of meat and asked him if he wanted more. His Royal Highness turned his head and without saying a word. Behind me, my personal maid watched as we, leaving tears of relief. My silly daughter has finally grown up and knows that she has to please the Crown Prince off. At that moment, the Emperor put down the glass in his hand. Standing up, he said to the minister, "I first returned to the palace. You guys feel free." And the crowd on the stage bent respectfully to watch the Emperor leave. And my time has come. I have to eat. At that moment, the Grand Prince was holding a wine pot and a wine glass, and didn't know what to do with them. He took a glass of wine and handed it to His Royal Highness. "Lao San, come on, let's have a drink as brothers. I'm going to fill up my glass again." When His Royal Highness looked at the drunken Grand Prince in front of him, he said to him, "Big brother, you're drunk." The great prince staggered and handed him a glass of wine. "I am not drunk. You drink. I'm your elder brother. Are you still unwilling to let you have a drink? Or do you think you can disown me as your big brother when you become the Crown Prince?" When all the princes and ministers here heard this, they all looked over. The eldest prince was not convinced in his heart. The Crown Prince position should have been mine. "Humph, I am the boss." Then bring the filled wine glass to His Highness. He grimaced again. "If you're a man, drink this wine. Lao San, don't make me look down on you." The eunuch behind him stepped forward to dissuade the Grand Prince. "Your Highness, His Highness the Crown Prince does not like to drink, so you should not force him." The result was an angry scolding from the Grand Prince. "What are you? There's no place for you to talk here. Get lost and stay away." The Grand Prince is still unforgiving. "Isn't it just a glass of wine? Do you need to be so slow? If not for the fact that this is the mother's birthday banquet, I would have left straight away." At that moment who was on the side, directly reached out and took the glass of wine, and then asked about the drink. "What a fragrant wine. I'm looking at this wine." Then he drank it all down, and the Grand Prince asked me who I was. I showed the empty wine glass. "My concubine is Xiao Xixi, a Crown Prince," actually asking a woman to help hold back the drinks. "Lao San, don't you feel ashamed?" His Royal Highness seems to have noticed my condition. "What's wrong with you?" I covered my stomach, concubine's stomach. It hurt so much. The pain in his body was so great that the glass in his hand fell off in one smooth motion. Immediately after that I coughed up blood again, and His Highness looked at me with the glass off, and I can't stand up and fall down. The glass shattered on the floor with the blood. A hand came out of nowhere and caught me. His Highness the Crown Prince shouted my name worriedly. Xiao Xixi. Then he looked at the Grand Prince with a gloomy face. Big brother, you poisoned the wine. This scared the Grand Prince so much that he dropped his wine bottle. Immediately countered him. I didn't. It wasn't me. The people behind us have been talking about the cup of wine, which was originally intended for the Crown Prince to drink. Yes, Xiao Xixi spit out all the black blood. His Highness the Crown Prince looked at the Grand Prince indifferently, thinking, the last roundup didn't kill me, but this time it switched to poisoning, and I mean the prince's arms. My face is already sweating from the discomfort. Then the imperial doctor came here and took my pulse to diagnose my condition. This wine is highly poisonous, but I don't know what kind of poison it is. I will first prescribe Xiao Xixi some medicine to induce vomiting, so that she can spit out the poisonous wine. He brought me a cup of vomit-inducing medicine and tried to feed it to me. I immediately twisted my body around. No, I'm not drinking. No, no, no. His Highness looks at me like this. I'll just take this bowl of vomit-inducing medicine. Then he pinched my smiley face, and I tried to squirm, but I couldn't move. And then His Highness seriously poured it down my throat. My head is already spinning. It's so bitter, this medicine. Then he spat out the wine he drank and the food he ate. I fainted after I finally threw up, and the Crown Prince looked at me expressionlessly from below. It was the next day. Back in my loft, I slowly opened my eyes. A maid worriedly called out to me, "Little lord, you have finally woken up. Don't worry, I'm fine. When I saw you vomiting blood last night, the slave girl was almost scared to death. Don't eat anything in the future. Okay, just tell me what you want to eat and I'll make it for you. It's too dangerous outside." I sat her up and explained that last night was just an accident, and besides, I'm fine. How long have I been unconscious? The maid wiped her tears. Little lord, you are unconscious. You've been unconscious for a night. What happened after I fell unconscious? His Highness personally carried you back to the Chinga Palace, and at night the imperial doctor and the slave girls kept watch. Last night you drank the prince's wine, no poisoning. You are instead of the prince bad sin, but the prince left so dry. Too ruthless. I don't blame the prince. I brought this on myself. I already knew that the wine was poisoned before I had to drink it. It has nothing to do with the prince. What did you say? The maid was full of doubts. You knew that the wine was poisoned. How is this possible? What they don't know is that His Royal Highness has come to the door and wants to knock on it. But again the door was not opened, and the eunuch instructed the maids to keep it quiet. Last night I saw that the Grand Prince's seal was dark and cloudy, a clear sign of bad luck, especially when he handed over the glass of wine. I then snatched the wine and sniffed it, and it really smelled like poison. The maid was puzzled. How come the slave girl didn't see any dark clouds on the head of the Grand Prince? I pressed the middle of the maid's forehead. That's because you haven't opened your heavenly eyes. Because of my special destiny, I was born with heavenly eyes, and I can see those things just by sweeping them. Think about it. If the Crown Prince really drank the cup of poison wine last night, a charge of poisoning the Crown Prince will fall on the head of the Grand Prince. That's what the dark clouds were supposed to mean. Serves him right. Who made him want to poison the Crown Prince? Things are not as simple as you think. Even if the Grand Prince is stupid, he can poison the Crown Prince in public. It's not like he doesn't want to live. The Grand Prince may have been framed. The maid then asked me, if you know that the wine is poisoned, why do you still drink it? His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince outside the door, also wanted to know why he drank it if he knew it was poisonous. I have to protect him. I can't let him get hurt. I have a special physique. Ordinary poisons can't hurt me, but Prince is different. He's just an ordinary man. If he drinks that poison wine, he'll lose half his life, if not his life. His Highness the Crown Prince outside the door heard this. No one has ever said they want to protect me. In the eyes of ordinary people, how could I need someone else's protection? The maid then continued to ask me, you can just tell His Royal Highness that the wine is poison. The prince will not believe me. You do not understand. His guard is too strong. As the Crown Prince, he was the common enemy of all the princes. He was the target of all, and he could not trust anyone. Then I touched my stomach. I'm starving now. You rest well. Slave girl will go and prepare breakfast for you now. As a result, when the maid opened the door, there stood His Highness the Crown Prince in front of the door. His Royal Highness just looked at Bao Qing, and Bao Qing was taken aback. Then with a thud, the slave girl pays her respects to His Highness the Crown Prince. When did the Crown Prince come? How come there's no sound at all? With that, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince walked straight in. Go about your business. And I saw His Highness walk in, and wanted to get out of bed immediately. His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince immediately stepped forward and lay down. You are still sick. I will allow you to be excused. I looked at him with a smile on my face. Thank you, Your Highness. At this point, His Highness just looked at me and didn't say a word, and I noticed something different in the prince's eyes. Just ask him, why does Your Highness look at my concubine like that? His Highness said coldly, don't do anything like this again. Lone doesn't need anyone's protection. I let out an oh so slightly aggravated sigh, thinking to myself, I didn't realize I'd made it this far and it still wouldn't trust me. Perhaps His Highness saw my expression and then reached out to touch my head. Touching it again, I called out to him curiously, if you come across this kind of thing again in the future, you can just talk to Lone and Lone will believe you. This makes me so happy. I've been hit on the head with $5 million. His Highness believes in me. His Highness stroked the corners of my eyes again. Those eyes are so clear, so beautiful. People who have lived in the palace for a long time don't have eyes like that. What did you mean when you said just now that your physique is special and ordinary poisons can't hurt you? This is my concubine's secret. I can't tell anyone, but if Your Highness wants to know, my concubine can whisper it to you. Lean over a bit so no one else hears. Upon hearing this, His Highness the Crown Prince took the test. Then he leaned over and put his hand next to my pillow. When I was a child, my concubine was a glutton and accidentally ate poisonous food and almost died. My master used many ways to fight poison with poison to save me. My concubine's resistance to ordinary poisons has also increased a lot. A strong poison like last night's will weaken my concubine for a while but can't harm her life. I moved closer to the prince's head and continued, and the eunuch behind him didn't see anything. So you've been such a glutton since you were a kid, stuffing your mouth with whatever is good or bad. Aren't you afraid that one day you really eat your own life away? Sooner or later, we all have to die. So why don't I eat my fill before I die? At least I'll be able to die with a full stomach. The corners of the prince's mouth rose slightly. Then he raised his head. Crooked reasoning, just pinch my face. At this time, Bao Qing just walked in with the dishes, shouting, little master. The result is this scene. His Highness is very close to my head. Bao Qing turned away and saw nothing. Nothing at all. Excuse me, I Saturday up. Why are you running? Is breakfast ready? Bring it over. I'm starving. I looked at His Highness the Crown Prince. Your Highness shouldn't have had breakfast. Right. Do you want to eat together? Thinking back to the last time, His Highness didn't eat the hot pot last time, and I don't think he'll eat it this time. So all these delicious food will be mine. As a result, His Royal Highness said one word, good, which I didn't expect. The eunuch was here with a dumbfounded look on his face. The prince never dines in the concubines' hall, but today he actually made an exception, which is a rare thing. An hour later, it was clear outside, and I've already eaten all the breakfast. Touching his stomach with a look of enjoyment, he finished eating. His Highness the Crown Prince, on the other hand, sipped his tea. His Royal Highness then asked me, how do you feel now? Is it still hard? I looked at him pitifully. Still not very comfortable. Concubine may have to rest for a long time to fully recover. If you are not feeling well, why did you eat so much just now? I immediately retorted that my concubine was still young and growing, so I had to eat more. When I heard this, the Crown Prince looked at me. Is it still young? And I looked at him with a smile on my face, and the Crown Prince's gaze went downwards. It's still small. Looking at my boobs, it's really small. I immediately covered my chest. Where is Your Highness looking? As a result, he just responded directly. Do you think you have any place worth looking at long? I'm a bit flatter now, but I'm still growing. I'll grow up. Your Highness, don't underestimate people. Seeing my appearance, the Crown Prince smiled slightly. I'll wait and see. I'll wait for you to get bigger. The eunuch walked through the door. Your Highness the Crown Prince, His Majesty summons you to the Hall of Deliberation. I'll leave you now. Get some rest. I'll come back to see you in the evening. I then asked him if he would wait for your meal in the evening. His Royal Highness looked at me and didn't answer me right away, and I looked at him with a smile on my face, waiting for his answer, while still looking forward to it a bit. His Royal Highness is ready to leave, so I'm going to go. Bao Qing is at the door to see His Highness off. Then she dodged me. Little Lord, you finally know how to invite favors. I was curious and asked her, what favor? Didn't you just invite His Highness to have dinner in the Chinga Palace? After dinner, His Highness will definitely rest in the Chinga Hall. You'll finally be able to go to bed. As I ate and listened to Bao Qing, something seemed wrong. Wait. Who wants a bedtime? For God's sake, I was just asking. I was just trying to be polite. Who knew he'd say yes? I was poisoned last night. I almost died. I can't even get off the floor now. And you want me to serve you? Do you have any humanity left? Bao Qing then recalled. Right-o, you are still sick. According to the rules, sick concubines are not allowed to serve bed. I Saturday up again. It seems that this palace is still a bit human. Then I am relieved. You are relieved? What are relieved? Bao Qing continued. It was not easy for you to have the opportunity to invite His Highness, the Crown Prince, here. Even if you can't serve the bad, you must find a way to deepen His Highness the Crown. But I was already lying down, leaving Bao Qing alone to watch the... Forget it. The little lord is still weak. I'd better go and make something tasty for her. On the other side, the Crown Prince came to the Hall of Ceremonies. The Emperor then asked His Royal Highness, "Do you think the balls poisoned you?" The eldest prince immediately explained, "Father, the son did not poison. The son is innocent." The Emperor was directly annoyed and told him to shut up and stop talking. And the Grand Prince was too terrified to bend over and speak. "Crown Prince, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you really think this matter is the work of the boss?" His Highness said that Big Brother is not that kind of vicious person. "I guess there should be someone else, under the guise of Big Brother, under the poisonous plot to kill my son. If the ploy is successful, my son and Big Brother will all be finished." The Emperor frowned as he listened to His Highness the Crown Prince. Then he looked at the Grand Prince. "Did you hear what the Crown Prince said? You were just yelling that the Crown Prince had deliberately wronged you." The eldest prince immediately knelt down. "It was my son who was narrow-minded. My son admits his mistake. I know you're all unhappy about Lao San being crowned the Crown Prince, but you have to remember, you're brothers. The same blood runs through your bodies. I will never allow hand-to-hand combat to occur in our family. Do you understand? I am honored to follow my father's teachings.